Hey folks, Dude here, coming at you on Wednesday, July 8th. Got some Tigger juice here, excuse me 1 second. Well, let me set the Wayback Machine for, a number of years ago. Probably about 91 or so out of the Marine Corps, basically just kicking around, just doing stuff, okay? I was delivering pizzas. And I actually happen to be working at this one pizza place. The town is known as Wheaton. It's in literally Wheaton, Maryland. It is a town pretty much, if you get into Washington, D.C. and you go straight north out of Washington, D.C., you're running to Wheaton. It's about, from Capitol Hill, it is roughly like 10, 12 miles up, okay? It's definitely a different part of town, okay? From the Capitol, it's about 12 miles away. Literally, as a crow flies. So literally, if you get at Wheaton, little background information. It really doesn't have anything to do with the story. It's just kind of cool. But if you ride the Metro Rail, and it would be the Red Line, which literally kind of makes like a big loop, but it is the deepest subway tunnel of all the Metro. I literally, like a dumbass, ran up that stairwell once. Once. Olympic level, just kind of sit down and go, ugh, for like 20 minutes to recover. But that's neither here nor there. It's way the hell down there. Because literally the lay of the land is it goes way downhill down to D.C. Doesn't mean anything. Okay, but so I'm working in Wheaton area, okay? And of all things, I'm delivering pizzas. Well, it comes time to where we're trading parking spaces. Because the pizza place we're driving for is in like this little strip mall. The parking is actually public parking. Read like parking meters all over the place. And you're delivering pizzas, you have tons of change, and we see the meter maids come around, and they're just slapping tickets on everybody, and this is back in the time when they actually had to write the tickets. So anyway, they're writing tickets, basically slapping them on cars, and I'm looking at my friend's looking at me, I'm like, dude, that's kind of sketchy to bone somebody for a parking ticket that costs how much? For a quarter? So we're like, hey, I got a bunch of change. You got a bunch of change? So we see the parking meter maids come in there, and we're like, let's have some fun. So we go around, and we're basically throwing cash in, ching. And they're like, hey! Right, hey, you're not having anybody. So literally, every time they came in the parking lot, we would run around and basically feed all the meters. Now, technically, legally, that's supposed to be illegal. In Maryland, I don't know what it's called, but it's meter feeding. Literally meter feeding. Well, in all states, in the state of New Hampshire, a town called Keene, so I read King, Echo, Nancy, or November, Echo, so Keene, New Hampshire, they literally referred to it as the criminal offense of Robin Hooding. Well, anyway, there's a bunch of guys that refer to themselves as Robin Hooders, and they literally go around and they'll find the meter maids, get ready to pounce on somebody's car, and they'll ka-ching. They'll find another car, ka-ching. They'll find another car, ka-ching. And they'll keep feeding meters in front of the meter maids. And the meter maids said, oh, we feel harassed because these guys are feeding the meters and they're taking away from our job. You are public employees. Your job's not going anywhere. You're going to be employed no matter what. There's going to be 3 people that survive on Earth after the nuclear explosion. Well, 3 things. It's going to be cockroach, roaches, and government employees, okay? They're not going anyplace. So anyway, the city filed a lawsuit in, of all times, 2013, in an attempt to stop the act known as Robin Hooding, create a buffer zone around parking officials to stop and prevent harassment. The court ruled that the group's activities were free speech. So, the unofficial spokesman has the movement. Finally, Robin Hooder has been vindicated in these ridiculous claims, been harassing, intimidating parking officials in downtown Keene. They actually took these guys to court and had to go to, of all things, New Hampshire's Supreme Court. The Supreme Court looked at it and said, basically, it's free speech. If you're putting meter money in a meter that's not yours and you're making a political statement, that's free speech. It's always been stated that you spending your money for a political campaign is rated and registered and stated as free speech. So literally what these guys are doing is they were throwing nickels, dimes, whatever, so saving people from $5 tickets, but the city also accused them of harassing parking officials. Well, you know what? If they basically throw a quarter in there and go, ha, you didn't get it, that's not harassing. That's basically you telling the guy, haha, you didn't get that. Not, I'm going to grab you by the collar and shake you around and go, hey, you dirty dig bag, you're taking money from the pay. No. They weren't doing that at all. So essentially, the Supreme Court sided with the group, in part stating that the act of putting money in the meters was speech protected by the First Amendment. They unequivocally held that they cannot be held in the basis of a civil lawsuit against individuals, especially a civil lawsuit where the government is the plaintiff. Legal analyst David Ruhoff said, the buffer zone place, I'm going to get this into this article here. The buffer zone portion of the lawsuit got pushed back to Supreme Court, something city officials said they were unhappy about. Quote, we're really pleased that the court recognized that it's not just our employees, but all the government employees need to have some cyber protection in the event that people get a little too aggressive. I don't think that was the case. Freeman said they knew the outcome of the Supreme Court ruling, sent a thank you to a gift to the City Hall. I did not send them some chocolate-covered the guy that actually thanked him. I did send them some chocolate-covered strawberries to thank them for all the media attention, because we really could not have done this without them, he said. I mean, I would have preferred that they have never followed the suit. There's no word on when the Supreme Court will hear the buffer zone portion of the lawsuit. Freeman said the Robin Hooding isn't as active as it was in a heyday a few years ago, but there are still 2 people armed with nickels out there daily. And this news story is coming to you from, of all things, the local affiliate for ABC, and I'm just reading it off the internet. But I just think that is absolutely hilarious for people to come over and go, oh, you got a parking meter, chink. You got a parking meter, chink. And then they go, well, you're harassing our public officials. No, free speech. Now that the precedent has been set, if you guys want to go out and you want to feed meters, basically tell the parking guys, you know, that's how you do it down in South America, is you go like this. That's how you flip somebody off. But if you want to see the parking meter guys and you see them and you want to throw some money in there you go. That's how you do it. So essentially, you now have the precedent where you can go and you can use this as the court case of Robin Hooding. It was a lawsuit filed by the city in 2013. The precedent has been set in New Hampshire. I don't know who sued who, but the precedent is on there if your lawyer wants to look it up if you want to feed meters. Frankly, I think it's flipping hilarious. So if you guys want to feed meters and they want to take it to court, you're going to beat them. Plain and simple. We'll break off on this one. Eat good, keep the sun ring as always, you know it, you love it. Telling government officials to go pound sand. Oh, how glorious is that? See you guys.